One sec. Good morning.
Good morning. You ever have
Yes.
one of those nights where you just toss and you turn, you're sweaty, you can't get comfortable, the person next to you feels like they're just radiating heat like the core of a nuclear reactor?
Something tells me you had a night like that last night.
Me neither.
So that extra hour of sleep didn't do you any good, huh?
What
Not
a
last night.
fucking stupid thing that we do. Are you aware of the congressional effort to end it?
I am.
Are you aware why it isn't making progress?
The only thing I heard that made sense was that if you go to the western portions of time zones, you'll have, if you don't do, we're in standard time right now. So we were in daylight savings time.
Other way
If you
around,
had-
I think.
No, I think it's standard time now.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Daylight savings time goes from March to November. Yeah, you're
This
right.
past weekend, yeah. So if you have daylight savings time all year round, which is I think what they're trying to get done, right?
Well, that's the reason that they can't get it done is because they can't agree on which to stick with. There were testimonies in Congress of people saying daylight savings time is ruining our health. Then there's the other half of people saying standard time is ruining our health. Or
It's standard.
Yeah, I'm getting a little static. I'm hearing static from your mic, by the way. I don't want to
You
talk
are.
about microphones anymore, but
No, let's do that. Let's check it out.
it could just be my speakers too.
How's this? Is this any better?
Is this
Not
any
really.
better from Pearl Jam?
Is Eddie Vedder here?
Can you
Is that
hear
not-
it too?
I can't hear myself,
No,
but I can
that
hear
makes
myself
sense.
through your.
Speakers.
You don't have your headphones in.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Maybe that's what it is.
that's probably what it is. Forgot to put them in. Had them in my pocket.
Fourth show, and he doesn't even remember to put his headphones in.
There we go. All right, give me a testing 1 2.
Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder, table for two. Table for two for Eddie Vedder. No.
Vedder. Yellow Ledbetter.
I can try to.
What's a
Let
yellow
me see if I-
Ledbetter?
So maybe does this now sound different?
Yep.
All right.
Did you
Let
get that
me-
software?
I have it, and I think I know what you're talking about. I just turned on my. That doesn't sound terrible.
No, it's
It's
not
a little
big deal.
crackly.
Yeah, it's a little crackly. I would say the gain.
I turned it all the way down. That's what I just did.
You did?
I'm changing the settings. Maybe I'll do this real quick. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, no. There you go. Let's just do the show like this. And then there's no static when you use this one.
No, there isn't, I don't think. Do I sound like an alien?
You sound like an alien doing the helium in the balloon trick.
Whee!
Now you sound. Remember that Shockwave video with the squirrel, the Wii video? It was like internet
Yes.
point.
Yes,
That was-
I remember. Is it still on me?
That's what it sounds like.
No, but I mean, is my voice effect still on?
It's still on.
That's the weirdest thing.
You have to shut it to off. Anyway. Yes, I remember it was like I was in this motherfucker and then wee.
That's where they got that one from.
That was one of my first viral videos. Not my viral, but that was like my first exposure to a viral video.
That was Internet 1.0.
Internet 1.0. There was that and the a video I still revisit from time to time. Look out for hypothermia.
Yeah. I think that was the same guy. I think he did both of them.
I hope it was the same guy.
It's
'Cause that guy got it.
that was it.
That guy saw the internet for what it really is.
What's that guy up to these days?
He's probably doing
Yeah.
something like this. He's probably got the Look Out for Hypothermia podcast.
There goes your life. You're dead.
Yeah, that's just
That was the end of
funny. That's just such a funny statement. There goes your life. You're dead.
Yeah, he wrote the lyrics to that. Yeah, he spent time and wrote those lyrics.
There goes your life. You're dead. You're dead.
You're-
There goes your life. You're dead.
One thing I noticed about I watched episode 3, and one thing I'm very now
Star Wars or
mindful-
our podcast?
our podcast,
Got it.
the real episode 3.
Yeah, right.
The thing I'm really good at is interrupting you. I'm
that's
really
so
good at that.
funny because I thought the same thing that I interrupted you.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear that. No, you don't interrupt me. I've never felt that way once.
Listen, that is something that since we've been doing anything on camera in our lives, going back now almost 25 years, definitely.
Yeah.
I have always done that. And it's the wrong way to go about this
Really?
whole thing. Yeah, because you're way funnier than I am. So you have to you need the airtime.
Disagree
And
with you on that one. That's a hard disagree. And the fact that I've never noticed it is pretty telling.
Okay.
Like I've never I think I am I know that I have an interrupting problem just in general. And I felt like it was extending to this too. And yeah, I don't know. I think you underestimate your funniness.
Listen, I'm a
laugh at
funny
what you say far more than what I say.
I'm a funny person. I'm not, but when it comes to if you're riffing, the one that stuck out was when we were talking about DeFera Pizza and doing the one bite reviews, and you started, because you couldn't hear it, you were just talking about what Dave Portnoy was saying, and it was good. And then I just jumped in and ruined it by actually trying to say what he was actually saying.
Oh, I don't even remember that. That's
Yeah.
funny. I'll have to go back and watch it.
It was going to be a good bit, and I messed it up.
I don't know. You never know. Look, the way that we move from topic to topic is so chaotic but fluid. That's a tough thing to. That's our whole thing. Like the fact that we can do that and not, number one, not feel like we're stepping on each other's toes, and for you to notice, like for that to be a bi-directional feeling that we both felt like we were stepping on each other's toes is a pretty rare thing.
Yeah.
But number two, like the sheer volume of topics we cover, we're not going to get to flush out every single one. And sometimes it's just better to keep it moving.
I hear you. Is this, by the way, I'm messing with my input settings.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yes, it
It's
is.
better now? Okay.
Yes.
I was in the red big time,
Yeah,
but I got it now. Okay.
Was it your gain?
It was
your
on the
input gain?
program that has the laugh track.
Oh,
Can you hear that? Can you hear the laugh track? Now all of a sudden that's not working. Maybe it's 'cause I have to set-
Yeah, you can turn it up a little more.
How's that?
That sounds good.
Well,
But I
there we
can't hear the
go.
laugh track.
Eddie Vedder.
Okay.
Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, there's a little
Maybe.
crackle. So back to the way it was.
25. There we go. Just leave it there.
We should really do this before we go live every time.
Well, I actually have a checklist, and because
Oh, yeah?
I gotta turn this one on. You should put your headphones in on your checklist.
Yeah. It's a 2-item
then-
checklist. Put my headphones in and click go.
All right, so I turned the gain up on the microphone a little bit. I got the input there. It looks like it's fine. I don't know that I would want it any higher. Tell me how it sounds though.
Sounds good. Sounds great.
Okay.
I really like that boom.
You should get
Is it
one.
difficult to construct?
It came constructed. You just clamped it to the desk. And screwed it in the microphone.
Well, you had to screw it to the microphone too, right?
That was it. You clamp.
be
there's a
easy.
desk clamp, and then the microphone
gotta-
goes here, and then that's it.
You got to do this,
Everything else.
and not just
you
once,
do
but a bunch of
Some
times.
of these, and then
Yeah.
this is more of a full wrist.
Okay. All right. I think I can handle that.
Fingers, then full wrist. But
And
yeah,
did
you
you
should
have to
get one.
buy
I
a
don't.
new cord? Because I feel like this one is nowhere near long enough. Oh no, wait,
Yes,
I actually have it bunched up. Never mind. You did have to get a new cord?
I did just because of my setup. I needed but again, 10-foot Amazon
The
cord. It
the only
was
thing
easy.
that's keeping me back from ordering this is that I'm not going to. So do you use that for work calls?
No,
You take the arm down and put the mic in front of you. You just don't use the
just
mic. You just
I just
kind of
fold
shove
it
it off to
back.
the side.
Yeah, it's not. I was worried about that it would be in the way or it would look weird. But
Yeah,
I can
that's
just I
my
literally just
concern.
you just push it up and it
I don't.
sits
I don't.
above my everything else.
I feel like I'm gonna look like a drive time DJ
I wouldn't
on
use
my
this for
work
work
calls.
calls.
I
I
mean,
would
I
not
use
use
this
this.
for work calls, but I don't have a big arm and you can't
Right.
see it usually. But that kind of defeats the purpose of it because whenever I move it out of sight, the sound quality is not great.
I
So
see what you're
I'm
saying.
probably better off having it there. But like, I would feel kind of, you know what I would think if I saw that? This guy,
We're
this
good.
guy never leaves his house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just looks like I'm not going anywhere.
Who
This
does
is a
this guy
permanent
think?
boom. Yeah.
Who does this guy think he is
Yeah.
with all this equipment? What does he have a
Yeah.
studio in his house? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Nothing
what it
says
is.
I'm not out there hustling like a boom mic on a Zoom call. Nothing says I'm just gonna take it as it comes more than that. What do you think of this hat from LL Bean? It's got flaps.
I how the flaps are important, especially where you live in the wintertime
Oh
and
yeah.
with us in our bald heads.
Yes.
Little sun protection,
Yes.
little insulation. That's a big issue with the tassel cap. Anyway, to answer your question, I like it. I like the
And
color.
when you go inside, when you go indoors, head's still warm, but you're not too hot. You just flip it up, go about your business. That said, I feel like it's very hard not to look like a dopey kid in these hats. You know, I feel like I'm always like, oh, you like them outside and play, guys? You know, like it just looks dopey no matter what. And actually, there's a couple of really good ones, but they're very expensive. Like Loro Piano. Are you familiar with
Yeah,
that brand?
I know I'm not familiar with Loro Piano's flap hats.
Are you familiar with the brand in general?
No,
Well, they
tell
it's
me about them.
probably like the it's like what they wear on Succession, you know? Yeah. Yeah. It's a really cool brand, but I can't afford like their socks are like $300 a pair.
Yeah.
I
No
was waiting for the
thanks.
sound effect.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
Okay.
the sound effect crackly?
No,
Okay, it's just my headphones. Then I think. Anyway, all right. Sorry.
it's
Uh,
okay.
Look, I don't know what makes a hat like that better. If it has
Tailoring.
fleece, the tailoring. What does that mean?
What
How
it
do you
means
tailor
is
baseball hats?
how can you tailor? Well, so I think there's three things: the design, the material, and the construction, right? And as I've been able to graduate from the gap to, you know, whatever's above the gap, uh,
Banana Republic, of course.
Banana Republic, from Old Navy to the Gap to Banana Republic, I've
Yeah.
noticed that, those are the three things. They use better materials, they take a little bit more time to make the design, and like the build is, it's built to like last a little bit longer. So Laura Piana will use like cashmere for something instead of wool or silk instead of cotton. I don't know. I think those things make a pretty big difference. The
They use
margins get
silk.
pretty narrow. Silk
They
is
make
like one of
silk
my
flap
favorite
hats.
fabrics in the world. In fact, silk I think is probably the most underused fabric in the world because do you have silk pajamas or silk anything?
I don't
Is it
think
a
I.
ridiculous question?
I don't think I have any silk pajamas.
So
I don't
Allison
have
got me
any.
a pair of like nice silk pajamas for my birthday one year, and they're awesome. Like the temperature regular, it's so thin and soft, but it's so warm. and it doesn't make you sweat. It's just the most luxurious, perfect fabric there ever was.
I
And
know people. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, that's it. I was going to say I love silk.
I know people who wear silk for heat. You know, like as base layers, they make that.
Yeah, yeah. So I wear silk long johns too. Highly
but I don't-
recommend silk long johns from LL Bean.
He's calling it back. Are you watching LL Bean?
They have to be
Larry
by
Bean?
now. If they're doing
Thing.
some keyword searches with some what's it called? I used to sell this kind of software where like anytime you be mentioned on like YouTube comments or Reddit threads, you have this software that scrubs it and finds out like the sentiment of what people are saying about you. Isn't that crazy that exists?
It's I bet it's not even that complex of software, right? It's just
Pretty
constantly.
complex.
Is it okay?
Probably not actually. It was complex by like 2015 standards. Not so much anymore.
These days, if you have a company that sells anything, you have that software.
Yeah. I would buy silk everything. I would buy silk shirts. Not like, the ones that Structure used to sell. Remember Structure?
Yeah, I
They
do.
had silk shirts. They had
Did they?
silk shirts. Oh my God. That was like their number one seller. Blousy silk shirts, right? Billowy silken threads
Let's
with
take a look.
ill-fitting designs. Yeah, that was their game, dude. Structure was like the I'm not quite
Oh wow.
out of the closet yet, but I probably will be in a few years. And Banana Republic's just a little too boring for me. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I
Pull it
would
up.
like to see your opinion on whether this is boring or not, because that's a Banana Republic shirt. And that man does not look boring to me.
Guy looks like he's doing big things.
He's waiting.
Yeah, man.
He's waiting to go do a big thing.
It looks like he's waiting for a lion to go on a date with that lion. Like he said to the lion, "Let's meet at the where do you think he is? In the staircase at 2 p.m." And he's got a look on his face like,
Metaphorical lion he's going on a date with.
I think it's an actual lion.
What is with like this belt stuff, man? I hate whenever you look at
this.
You want to look at pants
Oh.
for anybody, and they never show them with a belt on, and they always show them with like a tucked in shirt with no belt, with belt loops. This is a little different. These look like they're designed that way.
Yeah, these are like Sansa belt slacks here.
But there's still kind of a belt. It's like
No, there is. It's like, well, self-adjusting belts like that are just terrible. I hate them. Anytime I get a pair of pants that has like some kind of like elastic drawstring self-adjusting belt, or like hiking pants that have like the little plastic belt that you loop through, it always sucks. It never works. It always just like you tighten it and then it loosens itself up immediately. But the thing that I'm noticing here is the comeback of pleats. I did not expect to see pleats make such a strong comeback. Like that was the mark of, every generation doesn't want to dress like their fathers. That was our father's generation's hallmark. Pleats. They would go to the tailor and have a couple extra pleats put on their pants, 6 aside sometimes. But now they're back.
6 aside.
Yeah.
I need you to set me up with some 6 asides.
Yeah, I got a pleat guy down at Squirrel Hill. He'll put an extra pleat on each side for you, 25 a piece.
What is with these pants? We gotta find these pants. Oh, they're not shorts. Where's the pants? Look at these. They have cargo.
By the way, those
pockets.
people are all belted up. Yeah, cargo pockets, pleats, and it looks like they're built-in belt.
And for anyone who is maybe watching this in 2025, Josh used to work at the Gap. Josh is the fashion expert of this duo.
I did. Worked at Banana Republic a couple days just when they needed someone to fill in. But yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? Remember the term metrosexual?
Yeah.
That you were that metro. You were that guy. You defined the word metrosexual
Big
in
time.
1998.
The hair product, the primping, the frosted tips. Remember the frosted tips? Oh, I mean,
yeah. I had
in
'em.
fairness, you had more hair colors than anyone I've ever met. So, but I don't think that was a metrosexual thing. You were more of like your own brand. I was definitely squarely like any describing quality of a metrosexual you could say was also with me. Is that Indiana Jones on the
Right
left?
down here, yeah. Traveler pant.
So
Where are these
they've returned to their roots. I actually like to see this because Banana Republic used to have a very definitive style of being like really cool safari clothes. That was their shtick, and then they got so far away from it for years, and it just became like a slightly nicer Gap, like you said. But this is cool. This actually looks like Banana Republic stuff. Is that Tim Lincecum
Yeah,
on the left?
that's
Yeah.
him.
Nice to see he's still finding work.
And Lincecum and Indiana Jones. This guy,
Yeah.
I actually look. If I go to Faraday or Marine Layer, I don't know if you know that company.
I know. Yeah, I know. I have a pair of pants from Marine Layer. They're bigger out in California, I think, right?
Yes, they're a West Coast brand, and Lulu, of course. This specific guy, and every time I hover over it, I just click on it. This guy he models for everybody, and I can't believe I know that. Yeah, but that's how often I go on those websites. Like at least once a day, I'm typing in. Like,
are you sure it's him?
Yes, it's that specific guy.
That's impressive. Oh, this is the Net Promoter Score.
Here we go. Okay, so what should we get? Let's. How likely
so are you familiar with
recommend?
NPS?
I'm not, but
so
let's fill this out.
This is the, this is big in the software world. That top question has been determined to be the question of all questions. How likely are you to refer this product or service to a friend or colleague or family member, right? Okay. If you're in the ones like you are right there, 0 to 4 range, you're a detractor. 5 to 7, you're neutral, and 8 to 10, you're a promoter. Net Promoter Score for anyone who didn't know.
So what will the effect be on me, depending on how I answer these? Like, if I put a 1, will that mean I won't get Banana Republic ads?
I think it would be, if you're at one end of the spectrum, the biggest impact might be that you'll hear from them. Hey, how can we improve this experience? I noticed that you're a detractor or whatever. What can we do to make you feel differently? Or if you're a 10, they might say, thank you for being a loyal fan. Here's 20% off or something like that. But really, this is just a gift you're giving them. Feedback is such a gift to give to these companies. They need it so badly. And
5.
Please provide the reason for your score. Mention that model.
The guy wearing moleskin traveler pant, cargo pant, is cool. What was the main purpose for your visit today? Podcast content. Is that in here? Browse.
Let's see. Hit the drop down.
Excuse me. Podcast content. Probably the closest one is Reserve Vitamin Store.
Yeah, that's fair.
How satisfied are you with the website's speed performance? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I would say give him a 10 on speed. I don't think we've been waiting for anything. I feel extremely satisfied.
It's true. I haven't noticed it. So it's like offensive linemen. If you don't think about it, it's working.
Yeah. I kind of resent companies for blasting me in the face with their need for feedback.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like, no, stop what you're doing. It's like if you were in a store and someone walked up to you and you were looking at a shirt and they were like, no, wait. How much do you like that shirt? How much do you like this store? How much do you like me doing this? And Like I would be so annoyed. This is the same thing, and I don't understand why they think it's okay.
How
You
many
know?
people actually fill these out? I'm telling you, this is going to be the first time anyone's filled this out. And there's one
Yeah,
guy who's just
probably.
sitting there, like sitting at his computer waiting. He's going to get a notification when we submit this.
There definitely
Serious?
will be. They'll definitely if maybe not for a 5, but if you were gonna put like a 0 or a 1, there would be someone who would get a notification.
We're going to make sure that somebody has to earn their paycheck today.
Yeah.
How satisfied are you with the ability to find the products you are looking for? 0. I was looking for those pants. I
Yeah.
am not
Give him I
satisfied.
like how we gave him a 10 on speed though. Right? Like so that they know that if they do something well, we'll give the score accordingly. Right? There's like
That's right.
something even more fucked up about like giving them a 0 and then giving them a 10 on the speed of their website.
How satisfied are you with the clarity of prices and promotions?
Okay,
That price,
40% off
I'll
applied
tell
at
you what,
checkout.
this is almost unacceptable font size for the price. It's smaller
150.
than well, look how small it is compared to even the size of the pants.
Good
It's
point.
a smaller font.
And
So
also, like 40% off. When is Banana Republic not having a 40% off sale? Just
right.
fucking lower the price and take the sale off. Like, I think that anything like that where you treat people like idiots is never going to land well. You know?
I listen, I'm sure that they've been doing that forever and they're still in
I know.
business. So obviously it's working.
Would you like to invest in the Gap, Banana Republic, and Old Navy?
No thanks.
Exactly. That's not a business that's going to be growing, and it's because of stuff like this.
You just have to
Give
be
them
the
a
last
0.
one standing
Don't
on
give them a
0.
1. It's too kind.
Okay. Trying to be transparent here. We're trying to
Yeah.
positive, constructive criticism. Overall, how personalized was your experience today?
Well, you got to see that guy again. That's
Yeah,
something.
they knew. What else did we experience?
I don't know what
30
moleskin
seconds.
pants are. We can start there.
That's true.
So
Okay,
so
so
so soft, so cozy.
guy we know, minus the moleskin ambiguity, uh, and a font size that was too low.
Yeah.
What could we do to make your experience more personalized? Greet
More
me.
pleats.
Greet. That's how you spell greet.
Yeah, that's how you spell great.
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right, but it would be great if it was an A.
Greet the Rich and Josh show by name. Thank you for. We good? I think we're good.
You want to throw a PS more pleats?
Why don't we send them the link to the show? Yes, please.
Yeah. And say, look, we're looking for sponsorship. Mainly from LL Bean, but also from you potentially.
We are conducting. We are collecting bids
Provide options
for men's
please.
mid. How would you describe LL Bean and Banana Republic as far as quality? Mid tier. Well, yeah, but something funnier than that.
No, I think it's like high end mall tier. Like it's expensive for the mall, right? Yeah. Does it say we are collecting bids?
Bids for
high end mall tier.
menswear sponsorship opportunity. Please, if you are interested,
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that like
please
button. Rich and
find
Josh Army.
us on the World Web.
World Web.
Thank you for your time. Okay.
I love it. You want to
Please.
throw in like at the end, great job on the website speed/performance.
Website speed was satisfactory. Okay. I think we're good.
Yeah. So
And submitted.
is this what our show is going to be? We're just going to be internet trolls.
Maybe sometime. You know, it's funny. Someone's going to get that, right? And they're going to read it and they'll be like, these
I'm
12-year-olds.
sure they get a bazillion of these. You know what I keep thinking about with
I don't think they do.
this thing that we're doing? How many of these are there? Like between it's kind of like I never got into the streaming world. I know you did, but I'm very much an outsider to the streaming world. So I was playing Call of Duty, I don't know, maybe like a year ago, and a guy on the mic was like, "Oh yeah, you just took down one of the streamers." And then he was like, "Oh, and I just took down another streamer." And I was thinking like all of these people that we're playing with are probably streaming this. Why wouldn't they? Like if we went to high school right now, everyone would have a stream, but there would be the most popular streams. And I'm wondering like what that does to the social hierarchy in high school. Do you think it's the same thing where the kids who are going to be cool kids are always going to be the cool kids, right? The like handsome, athletic, the cheerleader, whatever, like the general archetypes? Or is this like changing the social hierarchy because whoever can create content goes to the top?
I think it's the latter because
We'd be drowning in nude high school women. That sounded really bad. While we were in high school. What I'm trying to say is we'd be very popular.
Okay, maybe. Listen, like you said, I've watched a lot of people stream, and it's there's a couple things at play. One, the content thing, like you just said, that's important. Secondly, if it strips it changes your audience from the people you go to school with.
Yeah,
right?
also
Whether it's
true.
high school or college. It's like, remember, I mean, when you leave where you grew up, you can kind of start over. And
That's
so you
true.
don't have, so there's that, right? And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the people who are good at, I watch guys play like Super Mario Brothers, hacks. You have to be good at software and like computers and stuff like that. And those are the guys who are actually really good. You can tell.
Is it because
that
they just make their product look better? Is
they
that what
make
you
it
mean?
look better. They're also really good at it. They're good at playing.
But what are they? But that's not a software thing. That's just being good at playing Mario Brothers.
I shouldn't say that it's good software, but like being able to do this,
So like package
right?
and present it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I would imagine that's very valuable. In fact, I was thinking about that for us. We need to get a different background so it doesn't say powered by StreamYard. Like a background that's custom, a logo. We need to get going on this because
Okay.
Well,
We can do that.
I don't know.
I
mean,
that's what costs money, but we can certainly do that. It's not, like I said, it was $25 a month.
dude, I'm gonna design the sickest logo. Next
Do it.
podcast, I'm gonna come with options for logo designs. Now
Perfect.
I can't draw, but I
know.
feel like I've always seen logos and thought, well, I could probably have done that. The
Yeah.
Nike swoosh. Yeah. I didn't think of it, but I might have. When I was a kid, I guess when we were in high school, I once told my sister that I had a great idea for a business. I explained it. She told me that it already existed and was called consulting, but I arrived at it independently. So I think that I've got good ideas. Okay. Did you invent consulting?
I did not. No.
No, you didn't. Turns
Jeff
out it already
Consulting.
existed, but I didn't know.
Jeff Consulting invented consult. That's why it's called consulting.
Jeff Consulting. Logo, background. And this is the big one. Promotion.
Yep.
Have
We're
you
getting
thought
there.
of promotion?
I think again, I think right now we are in the content gather. We finished this one. We're gonna have 4 hours of content already, which is great.
Already in the archives in the Disney vault.
I would like that to be a little bit higher. I was thinking about that this morning. I think maybe after it looks like we're cranking these things out like 2 a week, and maybe we'll do 3 a week at some point. For again an hour. That's it. Maybe even less. And then if we do that between now and Thanksgiving, that'll get us close to 10 episode. And then we can just start saying, hey, we've been doing this. If you guys want to watch it,
Yeah.
cool. If not, fine. We're gonna do episode 11 next week. You know, that's
Wait,
what I
what do you
think.
mean?
Oh, just send it out. Like we'll start telling people that this is live,
Right. Oh, I
or
see what you mean. Okay, the live
or
portion
that
of it.
if we're gonna cut these things up into funny little bits. But I think we had a lot to work out. I think we had the microphones to work out. I think we had the interruptible. I'm glad we had the interrupting conversation this morning.
I am too, but I don't think it really got us anywhere. I mean, I'm like nervous. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm nervous it might change the dynamic because I
Right.
think your instinct is much better than you realize. Or maybe you're just not equating it to interrupting, but typically, like today it happened. You stopped yourself from interrupting me and I was done. I think you just know when I'm done.
I think I know when you're done, but I also think that there are times when I need to just chill the fuck out and
Eh,
let it go. And so do you probably. I mean,
disagree.
when I'm not,
Yeah,
I
I'm
disagree
sure
with
I
you.
do.
So
Yeah. Okay, good.
it's all
I'm
good.
not going to change for anyone anyway.
But that kind of goes all it
Too
goes
old.
back to the fact that if we're just making things that we think are funny, then we're going to
Yeah.
continue to do it. If we're worried about what kind of show other people want to watch, it's not going to work.
I don't know that I'm worried about what kind of show they want to watch. I'm more not worried. I just feel like it would be much better if they got to watch it.
Yeah.
Right now that no one would be able to find this, right? Do you know what the first steps are for promotion? Like if we wanted to start at least appearing when someone searches Rich and Josh and not the Rich and Josh show?
I think there need to be likes on videos. So there's things
Yeah.
that you and I can do, and our wives.
Right.
We
Well,
can
that's what I was thinking. First step is you got to send it out to your network.
right. And so if you
Like
get
I'll send it
subscriber,
out to work people, friends, family.
yeah, send it out to your coworkers.
I really will. I don't know why I wouldn't.
We
Would you not?
have right now. I would not. We have 4 subscribers. I assume that's me, you. I think
Allison.
my wife and
Yeah.
Allison. And so if you go to the individual videos and you hit like, that helps. It'll like bring it up, and the more you get of that, the better it flows through the algorithm. We also know
So
people who can give us these answers.
so I'm gonna create a TikTok account instead of using my account. Or do you have a TikTok account? You do, right?
I just deleted TikTok. I was spending too much time on it. So no, the answer to
Oh,
that
look
is
at
no.
you. Look at you. What a guy. Always looking to better himself. Yeah, I mean, whatever your screen time is, you can just 2x that once you download TikTok, right?
Yep.
I think my screen time's at like 8 hours a day, which isn't terrible.
Wow.
Well, considering computer, it measures that because I have a Mac.
Oh, PDF.
So Mac, phone, iPad.
Jeez.
It's not terrible. What's yours?
Okay. I don't know. I don't have a Mac.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you probably can find it, but
I don't care to look.
I don't really care to reduce my screen time. Is that bad?
If it's only 8 hours, including work, then no,
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, actually.
I don't think that's right.
It's probably 8 hours in addition to work.
Okay, then that's, and honestly, mine is probably close to that.
I don't care. Like I want to care, but I just don't. Like there's certain things where I'm like, I'm at capacity with trying to better myself, right? Like I exercise almost every day. I try to close my rings on my Apple Watch. I try to eat less sugar. Like I don't have any capacity for anything else right now. So like screens, if that gets me through this crazy blue marble, then sure.
Get
Give
you
me
to
screens.
bedtime. Get you
Yeah.
to bedtime, right? You got to fill that
Yeah.
air. Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Read like a
Yeah.
caveman?
I tell you what, man, like reading is something I enjoy, but it's really hard with our jobs. If you're in a high email volume or Slack volume job, I find it really hard to read for leisure because you're reading so much during the day. Do you find the same?
Yes. I don't love reading in general. You get The Economist. Talk about like the end of the spectrum of difficult reading. It's The Economist, man. There's not even any. You're almost looking for like an ad just to kind of take
Just to break
page
up
of
the
text.
monotony.
Yeah, just text after text after text. And I like it. But I do one of the things I do read. I'll read. I subscribe to the Wall Street Journal, so I read that every day,
Yeah.
almost front to back. I do the New York Times crosswords.
Yeah.
How you know you're an old man.
Yeah, I love the New York Times. I went through a big period of like 4 years where I did the crossword not every day, but like every work day. It's different. Like I find that I don't start my day with the news as much anymore because I'm not commuting. That commute was my news time. Or like right when I got to the office, I'd pour myself a coffee or get a little breakfast and sit down and read the news and then start working at like 10 a.m. like most sales guys, right?
Right.
Around noon, you start kicking in, then at 1, you go work out and then come back to the office. But I don't do it as much anymore because like I kind of miss the. Do you remember your dad reading the newspaper every day? I'm sure he did, or your mom, or both,
I remember us getting it. I
or
don't
maybe at
have
night. Do you remember them reading it?
I don't have specific memories of anyone sitting down and reading the paper, but I know we had it, and I know we read it. It wasn't like we got it and then saved it to light fires.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was. You would see sections strewn about the home. It was being read. My dad said to me one time as I was getting older and technology was changing, he was sitting down on Saturday morning with his paper at the kitchen table and a coffee. And he said, you will never know this joy. Just sitting down with the paper. He loved it. Like he loved it so much that it makes me think that I could love it, but I never got good with handling the actual paper. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if I want to fold that thing on the subway, I've got to like stand up, smooth it out, crease. Like I can't like snap it off, but snapping off a paper like that, oh man, that's a masculine thing to do.
I'm reading the business section.
Yeah. Snap. Business.
Fold it into that gets you to like quarter size, right? If you had a fully open paper, you have 2 pages and then each page has a crease in the middle. So to get it and then to like fold it backwards.
Yeah, that's the tough one, is to get that crease.
That's the hard one.
Well, actually, the top of the crease is folded this way. The bottom below the fold, below the horizontal fold, is creased the other way. So you got to take those because it was folded in half, right? Because it's folded together, then folded in half.
Is that right?
So, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. Anyway, either way, snapping that crease backwards, I don't know. Can you do it?
Again, it's been so long. Hold on.
Have you ever gotten a daily paper delivered to you yourself?
I think I had at one point.
Seems like something that you would do.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
Look at this. What is this? That's
ridiculous. That's a paper
I think at one point
right there.
I did actually get the Wall Street Journal when I was
maybe like just once a week, like the Sunday paper or something.
Maybe.
No, you got it daily.
I got it.
Yeah, no, that is something that you would do. So for the listeners who don't know, my dear friend Rich here, if you can imagine, just anytime you think of something and you see a lot of people agreeing that there's a far and away better method of doing something, or everyone loves a brand, Rich will, in spite of those people, do the opposite 100 times out of 100.
Me.
Everyone gets an iPhone. Rich has a Samsung. Everyone else uses a Mac. Okay, those are 2 of the same examples. God, I have like a million of these. Like, I can't imagine I don't have one on the top of my head.
They're all related to Apple products. Maybe somebody is the sheep.
I frosted my tips in college. Well, this is a reverse order. You actually did it first. Rich dyed his hair platinum. Platinum. That's ballsy. Platinum, blonde, silver. Did you do silver?
Yes, that was the last time I did it.
Platinum was the coolest. I mean, that was so cool.
It was cool. I had curly hair.
It looked good. Yeah, you had awesome hair. You think that's what made your hair fall out?
I mean, I think
it's like your dad's not bald. And
know.
your balding isn't like my balding, you know? Like you still have a lot of coverage, whereas
It's
I
the
have
goal.
like the classic male pattern, receding at the temples, and I don't know, you can't see it. I'll turn around.
Yeah, no,
That's, back there.
this
So
is where mine is, and it's getting worse.
yeah,
But it's
but you're still like
slowly
in
getting.
Rogaine territory.
Yeah,
Do you
like
use
it's
it?
bad here. No,
Oh,
sure don't.
did you ever think about going overseas to get the remember when we were talking at my wedding? The hair transplant, the follicular I forget the name of it, but it's anyway, they do follicle by follicle. I saw a picture the other day. I guess people do it in Turkey. They go to Turkey because or Hungary, one of those two. And because it's cheaper, right? And so there was a flight coming back from that place, and it was like everyone had the scar on their head. It was like a flight full of bald guys who had just had the surgery, like 7 or 8 of them. It was pretty crazy to see. Actually,
Flight
here, let me pull it up.
flight full of men with renewed uh, confidence that
Yeah.
it was going to be different when they landed.
I mean, I think it's
Fortunately,
like $100,000. I think it's like $100,000. I'm not 100,000. It's like $30,000
here,
to do it here, and then over there it's like 5, maybe not even.
right?
So
I mean, that checks out.
yeah,
I'd
I mean
imagine that
it.
it'd be cheaper.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me do my Chrome
I
tab.
I just I took Propecia for
Can you see it? Oh,
a
yeah, I think you have
while.
to share it.
Oh yeah, let me sorry. Oh man, it's so bad though. Like, how
Well,
long do you before you can go to work? You get that
so
done?
you want to? I actually know the answer to this because I have a. Whoops.
Whoa!
Yeah, I actually have a buddy that when I lived in Seattle, when I was working for AWS in Seattle, I had a buddy who got it done in America here in San Francisco. So it was fascinating to see. So we had talked about it, right? Because like I'm balding, or at the time I was balding, and he was actually he had much better coverage than I did too. And it cost him $30,000. He had to fly to San Francisco from Seattle. And when he got it done, he took a week off of work to recover, right? Then after a week, he came back into the office and tried to work, and it looked like he had just gone 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. I could barely see. Nose looked like it was broke. He looked so bad. And he said that over the next 9 months, he had to take Propecia in addition to the healing, and that his hair would keep falling out. But then after 9 months of taking Propecia and healing, then it would start to recover and grow back. And eventually it will fall out too. So it's not even a permanent surgery. You're buying yourself like basically 10 years. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it
Like just
is.
I was seriously considering this because I was talking to him when he was going through the process. And then the second I saw him, I thought, I don't want to go through that for 15 minutes, let alone, 2 weeks of not being able to open my eyes. It just seems ridiculous.
Right, and especially that you are, for what? Like, what's the benefit that you have hair for a little while? And
That
look,
is the benefit.
it
Yeah.
is. That's yeah. It
You've
just
got it.
I don't know. Mine started falling out, and I was like, what do I care? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
look at this. So they go
yeah,
follicle by follicle.
yeah,
I mean, look, it would be great. And I should say that guy, he looks great now. Like it really does look amazing. And
it does, huh?
it's rejuvenating. It makes him look younger. He's a good looking guy. He always was. I mean, he didn't need it, but like he wanted it. It made him feel confident. And I think that's great if people know. It would be very nice to know that something would make me feel better, right?
Sure.
Like if I knew that it was going to make me feel better, that would be great. But I don't have. I think that look, I've got issues with my eye being bigger and with the vitiligo, with white spots. And the only thing I've learned from that is as soon as you make one of those issues better, you're just going to notice something else. So like,
Yep.
just be kind of happy with the hand you're dealt and move on. And that was a tough, for a vain person like myself, that was a tough lesson. You know,
Yeah.
like
That's
being
good.
vulnerable, that was hard.
That's good you learned it. I mean, there's two ways you can go, right? You can go down the rabbit hole of I'm going to fix everything that I don't like
Right.
always, or you could just kind of not do that and get comfortable as comfortable as you can. Like no one loves themselves. Anyone who says that, like, I
No.
love everything about myself, just stop it. They don't.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
There's
That's-
something
that-
you can
that's
just-
like that's unhealthy, borderline. You know, you got to have some insecurities, right? Be a human being. Don't go loving yourself unconditionally. That's crazy.
That's gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just how it is. But that also gives you something to work towards if you want to change things that,
Yeah.
there's certain things you can't change, right? Like, but weight's a big one. And if you don't like the way you look, there's something you can do about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And thin really never goes out of style, right?
Right.
Like thin always looks good. And my wife always says that because she's like really, she knows so much about nutrition and health, like stuff that I've never learned. I kind of get it now, like what not to eat at the grocery store, what to eat, or like she's gotten me into the habit of like flipping it around and looking at the ingredients. But she said that Kate Moss said something like, nothing tastes as good as skinny looks, or there's some quote like that. Do you agree with that?
I've heard that, and I don't know. I've never been I haven't been super skinny since.
Yeah, you have been. You were
And
like
since-
the most athletic build of anyone I knew. You were literally a decathlete.
Maybe, yeah. So back then, yeah. I mean, you just don't think about it, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
You don't think about how your joints ache or
Right.
bending over to tie your shoes is
Right. Oh
all of
man.
a sudden like takes effort. That kind of stuff.
That's the most humbling part is like putting my socks on is a war every day with the tightness and like the balance, and like I try to put them on standing up to impress Allison, and it never goes well. And I end up doing that, like the sock hop, like that.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I am good at that. When I blew out my knee, I was going through physical therapy, and like day one, he's like, see if you can stand on your left leg. I'm like, man, that's how I put my fucking socks on.
Is that what you said? Man, that's how I put my fucking socks on.
Pretty much. I like pass that test immediately. I don't know how old I'll be when I can't go one leg sock standing.
So you can't go number one?
Yeah. Well, at some point, right?
It's gonna happen, bro. Prostate's gonna get all swollen up.
See your future. But put socks on, man. That's so that's how you do it. You do standing up, or do you try to do like the leg cross?
Yeah, I do the
or just the bend over.
I challenge myself to do it standing up because my balance is pretty good on my right foot, but on my left foot, it's like my legs are so weak. I've been trying to get the strength up in them, and so like that's one of the little ways I challenge myself, just by standing on my left foot and putting my right sock on. But I stand and I do the that's kind of to the side,
See, so you do this, yeah. I go straight over the top.
That's ballsy.
It's I can do it. I've always done it. It's weird how
straight over the top is hard.
You just pick up things. Like I brush my teeth with my left hand. I cannot brush my teeth. I'm right-handed. I cannot brush my teeth with my right hand. I don't know
why. When did you start doing that? Yeah.
It must have been as soon as I ever started brushing my teeth.
So you remember when I broke my wrists? So I broke my left wrist, then my right wrist. I broke my left wrist first, and then the next summer I broke my right wrist. So there's still a few things I do lefty just from that, but not. You do weird things though. I told you about the cupping your hand when you wash your hands, which I still do. So when we were in third grade, no, maybe fourth grade or fifth grade, something like that, I was over at Rich's house, and we were coming in for dinner, and his mom told us to wash up. So we went into the bathroom, and he was like, "Hey, just so you know."
Just so you know.
Just so you I don't know why you decided to tell me this, but you did. Just so you know, when I'm washing my hands, I like to cup one hand and let the water run through it onto my other hand. And I
then
guess
you
I
do
thought that
this.
was really cool, and I literally still do it. Yeah, you do that, and I still do it today. Check these out.
Those are those look like they could be very old or brand new. You never know.
Which one do you think they are?
Brand new. I don't think those
Correct.
are 25-year-old socks.
They're $25 socks.
Of course they are. From LL
They were
Bean?
probably they were like $12. They're from a store called Todd Snyder, which is owned
Yep.
by American Eagle. You know Todd Snyder?
Yeah. Makes the
Probably my
champion
favorite men's
sweatshirts.
store. What's that?
He does the champion stuff, right? The
Yeah.
sweatshirts.
Yeah. Yeah, they do champion. As a matter of fact,
Yes. Ah, LL Bean. There you go.
LL Bean Todd Snyder collab. That's who really want to sponsor us. I had them make me a tuxedo for my wedding, custom tuxedo. And I was sick at the time and didn't really know it. And so by the time the wedding rolled around, I had gained about 20 pounds. I still have it, but I never wore it. So if anyone needs a size 38 and a half, maybe 39 ivory tuxedo with navy
Jacket.
pants and
It's a
pants.
39. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a 39. I think I was down to like 158 or something crazy like that,
Wow.
which I know you know all about. It's it's a brutal, it's just whatever. I don't want to be a downer, but Todd Snyder does really good stuff. I like them a lot. They're a little overpriced though.
I've seen some ads for their stuff. Let's pull it up because I actually do like some of their stuff, but I'm like, I could never wear. I don't know where I would wear that. Like velour long sleeve polo shirts.
I think I have one of theirs. I went through a period where I bought everything from that store because I was so excited that I found it. It's just the perfect vibe for what I'm going for, right? Like imagine you're commuting to work and you see a guy with a nice tanned leather messenger bag, crisp pressed chinos and a velour. Yeah, I mean that looks like what everyone who's our age wore in kindergarten.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a great way to. It's 35-year-old kindergarten attire is what Todd Snyder makes.
Yeah,
And
I
they
mean
look
it's cool though. Like it's very cool. And honestly, I will tell you from experience with Todd Snyder that when in doubt, you get it home, you put it on, and it looks good. Right? Yeah, like that's
Where are you gonna
I
wear
would
that?
love that. Anywhere you want, everywhere. I would wear it right now. So that's a great work from home shirt too. It's got a collar, but it doesn't feel like it does. That's my whole work from home wardrobe. It's like either I keep a pressed shirt right here next to me, or like I find things that aren't actually formal, right?
Yeah.
When the pandemic started and we were working from home, did you like dress for each day at the beginning?
Oh no, we never used Zoom, and so not only did I not dress for work each day, I didn't cut any hair on my head for 6 months.
Oh,
Have
that's
I not
right. Yeah.
I've shown you that
No, yeah,
picture.
you showed it to me. I actually thought it was a good look on you. The beard was great. No, do you have it easy?
I'd have to find it. I don't.
So
have
the
it
beard
easy.
was
That's the
great.
answer.
The hair coverage was great. I thought it was a good look for you.
It looked good in the pictures at a certain angle.
Okay.
By the time I actually had to make the decision to cut my hair, it was I would look at myself in the mirror and it was visible. It was affecting my self-esteem. It was worse than ever. I looked at myself as a bald man
Really?
and said, I can't do. Yeah, oh, dude, it was bad. It looked okay because it was long.
Yeah.
There was just all you could see was scalp everywhere.
Yeah, that's interesting. I still feel like I told Allison when we first started dating and became close that like to tell me when it was time to shave my head, to help me gauge that, because I don't want to be the guy clinging to the last life of my hair. You know what I mean?
That's right. You
How
still had
did you
hair.
know when to, yeah, I mean, like I think I probably could have kept a little longer. I still think about maybe I pulled the trigger too soon, because this just gets boring and repetitive. But overall, I'm pretty pleased. I think we both pull off the slick head look all right.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. It's not something I think about anymore. I knew there was when I was playing Aussie Rules, the Washington Post did a story on our team and they filmed a video of us during a game. And they took a shot of me. It was across the field. It was 100 yards away. They had zoomed in and I was running across the screen from left to right. And I could see through my hair in the back and see my scalp.
Everyone
And I
has
remem-
that moment.
And I was like, you know what? That doesn't look good. And it's time to just cut it. And my thing was, if I do it now, because I still have good coverage everywhere else, it won't look like I'm going completely bald. I'll still have a lot of like really short hair. And so that was kind of my thinking there. And then I didn't cut it immediately, but it was within 6 months of that. And it was always in my mind because I knew that as soon as I do it, it's over. You can't
true.
cross that bridge again.
No, because it won't grow back. When you just grew it back, comparing what it looked like when you had just recently grown it back, what you're talking about, you didn't like it from certain angles, and that picture in the Washington Post, how much of a difference was there?
Oh, it looked way worse.
Yeah,
because I've started losing it.
Because I'm curious if I were to let it grow. Like, first of all, it grows 20 times faster on the side than it does on the top.
Right.
So like it would be very hard to manage. But if I did let it grow, I wonder what it would look like. And I think you're
probably not great.
Not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to look as good as you want it to. That's for sure. It's not going to be anywhere
definitely
near
not.
it. Yeah, I would recommend just again focusing on other things. Keep that screen time up. Keep yourself get one of these.
Really focused on it. I'm gonna work really hard. I'm gonna keep that screen time up.
Just get one of these Todd Snyder long sleeve velour polos.
Which one are you wearing?
Let's see what other colors I got.
Wait, are you doing robot or sentinel?
I like the hang on. I do like this one. I think this one's funny. Caramel. Burnt caramel.
I like that. You know, it looks like Bert and Ernie.
Right. See, it'd be like a Halloween costume shirt. I can't wear that to work. I can't wear that to go out. I do like this color the best. But that's insane. Come on. I'm not paying $188 for a shirt.
This is what I mean. It's a little bit expensive. Here, scroll down to the you may also like. So they've got it in solid colors. Oh, those Vans are really cool. I'll show you. Want to see the shoes of the winter that I just bought for Allison and myself? I got them for Allison for her birthday.
Yeah.
So go to just go to search and type in Birkenstock. Shira told me, yeah, those are them.
Which ones?
The top left.
These.
So yeah, I was actually at Todd Snyder with Shira and Allison, and my sister Shira said, these are the shoes of the winter. And if I told you this was the show, so click a couple of the images down to the ones where the guy's wearing them. Yeah. If I were to tell you this is the shoe of the winter, what would be your first reaction?
Yeah. Whose shoes? Whose shoes?
The shoe of the winter. Your shoe of the winter.
So in the winter, you walk around with your ankles and heels exposed to the elements. Really?
Correct. That was my reaction as well. Is how is this a winter shoe? I guess they're intended to be worn with socks. I will say they're pretty awesome. They're
even worse.
You can't even get them. I just ordered them last week and now they're all sold out, and they're sold out everywhere. Very hard.
Got them in my size. The only size left.
You've got a wide foot. I would definitely tell you to buy these, Rich. You'll like them. This is your style.
It's not. What are you talking about? It's completely not my style.
Tell me why. Tell me why you think that. Let's unpack this.
I think they don't. I don't even think they look good in this picture. And this guy's got the only pair of pants you can wear with these shoes, with the cuffed ankle.
Cycle through the pictures. I'm curious if you see from that view, like they're not like a tailored looking shoe. Like it's a pretty big clog looking shoe.
Yeah, that's kind of what Birkenstock's all about, right? The big clog looking shoe. You know what? It's
Yeah.
funny. While we're on this, I hate it whenever you go to look at shoes and they
Yeah.
give you this view, but
Yeah.
the toe is on this side. The toe is on the bottom. Like you're looking at someone else wearing them. I want them to look at them
Oh,
like I'm
wow. I've
wearing 'em.
never even thought about that.
If this was turned 180 degrees. I hate that. Put
Yeah,
them this way.
that's terrible. Who would do that? Like, what kind of an
Adidas
idiot
does that,
thinks
man.
that's
They all do that. All the companies do that shit, and it must be because they hate. They don't want you to actually picture them on your own feet. This is the only view I care about.
I mean, that I would say that one and then seeing it on a person's foot are the biggest ones for me,
Right?
right? Like that I need to see because I don't
What
know,
is
you need to
this?
see how it's going to fit. I've got
What is
narrow feet,
this?
so like, is this going to actually work for me? Which, by the
Who
way, it
sits-
didn't, and I had to get another pair because they were too wide. But
I-
they
I
also
think
make them
those are-
scroll up. They also make them in a shearling. You can see below that.
Whoa. This.
So if you're into
Okay.
that, yeah, that'd be a good house slipper. I don't know.
Like I'm
I
spending
don't like
$100
these.
for a house slipper. $170. You kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
No.
You know what I
These
mean?
are
Like
the
a
shoes of the
winter
summer.
croc, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I get it. Again,
Yeah.
if I'm, can you imagine walking
Shoes
around
of the winter.
in a slushy road in these shoes with a fleece lined inside?
When she said that, Allison was there too, and I was like, "You mean the shoes of the summer?" And she was like, "No, the shoes of the winter." And Allison was like, "Yeah, totally." And I was like, "What? Why am I the only one who sees the clear problems that wearing an open-heeled shoe might present in the winter? An open-heeled suede shoe that straps closed, like that doesn't seem right." But that said, I've really grown to like them. They're very cool. Shoes of the winter,
Or-
Rich. Now you know.
The Birkenstock machine is again rolling, man. It is.
Yeah, man, they're coming back, huh?
My mom's got a pair. Sarah's got
These?
a pair. Not these. I think just the typical what you would the double strap,
The two strap
Birkenstock
sandals. Yeah. I think they're cool.
They are. I think those are okay. Okay, but they're not my style. I can't wear them. These
Yeah,
are
same with me.
insane. Who the fuck is wearing these in the winter outside?
Everyone. I guarantee you, next time you leave your home, you take a look around and you see someone who's like, I'm not going to call them fashionable, but you see someone who you can tell they think they're fashionable, they'll be wearing these. At
I'm
least
gonna
for the
ask-
next
I'm gonna
couple months.
I'm gonna stop them. I'm gonna ask them and be like, "Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
You know what I was thinking about? That sandwich shop we went by your house.
Yeah, Jetties.
Yeah, that was good.
They got good stuff.
What was the name of it?
Jetties. An
Jetties.
IE. Jetty with an IE.
That was good. Jedi's.
Yeah. Pretty
Jedi Knights.
All right. Well, and on that note, I think episode 4 is drawn to a close.
Oh wow, we're at an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah.
I had something that I want to discuss. I'll save it for next time. But I'll
What is
put
it?
the let me give you
You want to drop the topic?
yeah.
Or is it better
we
to
were with
get
some
a
friends.
reaction?
We were with some friends over the weekend, and we were looking at old whatever. We were talking about Ford's Theater in DC, where Lincoln
Yep.
got shot. And the
Yep.
premise here of the conversation that lasted another 5 minutes between that guy and me was, what was the first show after Lincoln got assassinated?
Yeah, good question.
And was it awkward? Was it Cats? Did they do a production of Cats? Like the first show, hey everyone. Yeah, no, I know that box is closed, but glad you're all here. And maybe we're just gonna move past that whole presidential assassination thing. And was it some stand-up comedian?
Yeah, good question. Who
Sure, it was
was
neither of those.
It was probably the same show. It was probably the same show. They just,
They had to finish
waited
it.
the appropriate amount of time. Boy, that's a great question. I wonder what it was.
It probably wasn't anything. Do you think they even
Yeah.
had another show after that? They probably just shut the doors. Maybe not. I
Well,
don't
isn't
know.
the theater still there?
It is, but they don't use it. They don't put on productions. I don't think. The internet.
Yeah.
I think it's just holy shit. They do. There's still stuff that goes on there.
Yeah, isn't there? I was gonna say, I thought I remembered seeing that is like a still working theater.
It is.
What a crazy event! Like someone just walked up behind the president and blew his brains out at a play. That's insane. Like what a wild thing to have happen. And Abe Lincoln too. Honest Abe.
One of the good ones.
Oh, it's always the good ones that get their heads blown off at plays.
Okay, that's episode 4.
All right, brother.
Yeah, I'll see you next time.
Okay, later.